What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to run through 5 things that help me keep myself organized. Well, help keep me organized. I think that's how you would say it. Anyway, 5 things that would help keep me organized. And I do a lot of this during the off season. This is the time of year when, we're getting ready for tournaments or in between tournaments, and there's 5 things that help this. So let's dive into it right now. One more time. I think people like that crap, me messing up.
But yeah, people love people messing up.
But I was like, what do you think? Like, that work?
That was good. That was good.
All right, the one thing that you have to have, and a lot of you might know this, label maker. Okay, this right here is saved me so many different times. And one thing that you're gonna notice is like a lot of my boxes are labeled like that. So if I have them, whether they're small, big, whatever, having this is just sort of like keeping a lot of my tackle on the shelves. Allows for me to be able to grab it super quick and sort of understand, like, which I have a lot of tackle. And DC and Mark's always giving me crap. They're like, you got too much tackle. I do have a lot. I've accumulated a lot. But that is something that, for me, like, it helps keep me organized. Label maker, you can get them about anywhere. They probably cost, they don't cost too much. You can get bigger ones like this, smaller ones. Definitely something that you have to add if you do not have them already. Next is going to be this little scale. You can buy these off of, like, I think the Amazon has them. This one's like $10, something like that. And what I do with this is a lot of like my old weights. I literally will go on and put my weights on there to make sure, okay, hey, that's 1.5 ounces, or hey, that's a 1/4 ounce weight. The cool thing that I also like to do with this right here is, going through some like maybe shaky heads and different jig heads, and it really lets me understand like where you might have buy one kind of jig head, and it actually says it's a 1/4 ounce, but it's not. It's like a 3/16, it's a little bit lighter, or it's a little heavier. I've seen that with my jigs, I've seen that with my shaky heads, I've seen it with swim bait heads. And that makes a big difference. So knowing actually what your stuff weighs is another thing, but it keeps it all organized, and it helps you sort of get that stuff, especially the weights thing. When you catch a lot of fish on them, or you don't know exactly what weight that might be, that's a big deal. And one thing I also add to that is these little baggies, okay? These are like, I bought these on Amazon, I think too, and it's like a little this is like a little 2x2, 2 inches by 2 inches, and there's like 3x4. There's a whole bunch of different sizes, but I use these a lot more for like putting little hooks in them. Like, these are like little drop shot hooks where I can sort of atomize each one and put those into my box. So I have little boxes, I have little sections of places and little things that are organized within my box where I can just instantly grab it, pick it out. Okay, that's in size number 3. And what I do with that is, say I have, okay, 1.5 ounces. So I put this 1.5 ounces in here and say I have, 3 of these weights, or, something. Like, I just go like that, bam, and I can write it in there, 1.5 ounces with a Sharpie, and you're good to go, and that really helps me a lot. Throughout the year, the big thing is, and I'm not like the most organized, angler out there, do not in any way, shape, or form, but I do feel like knowing what you have and being able to find it efficiently and fast in tournament situations, or if you just only have a few hours and you're just getting into fishing, it helps you become more efficient and ultimately keep your bait wet and catch more fish. So that's why I spend the time I do. I want to say this season already, I've probably spent at least like 70, 80, probably, I don't know. I mean, I've spent so much time, 100 hours organizing my tackle, and I have a lot more to go. But that is definitely, these little baggies are something that helps a lot. And then along with this, and I know sort of people that go like back and forth on this a little bit, but for me personally, on the plastics that I throw a lot, and what I mean by that is like Kraken crawls, bandito bugs. For the most part, a lot of the Googan stuff, I have boxes of my soft plastics, and it's great. These Googan soft plastics come in these little bags, and the one thing is, they definitely, the big thing about this and the advantage to keeping them in bags is they have these little clamshells in them, like that, and that actually keeps that bait locked in there, and those baits locked in there, so that way they're not getting kinked up, which a lot of soft plastics out there on the market, they don't do that. You have 3, you might get 10 in a package, and maybe 2 of them are actually kicking right because they were all kinked up in the package. This takes a little bit. So there is advantages to having that. So if you don't have a lot of plastics, maybe this might not be the way to go, but it works for me. And I actually use these little, like, I guess these are like more like waterproof. This is like actually like sort of a Bass Mafia Googan swad box, and so they have like a little deal like around there to sort of keep them, you know, where they're not getting a lot of water in there. Even if it's raining, I haven't had much issue with water getting into my baits. And so you'll see I put like some of my baits in there, and I can just grab it out. And I'm actually, natural is out right now, so I'm actually going to restock that. I'm like in the restocking process right as we speak. Get this thing. Trying to get all this stuff together for the season. You got to be. So like I can just, you know, boom, all right, I had some natural, I know that. The problem is when you have a lot of soft plastics is you end up like not knowing where everything's at. It's hard to keep track of it. You have them in little baggies, and that is one thing, you know, oh, do I have 10 bags of those naturals? Do I have 1 bag of natural? Well, for me, when I have, you know, this way I can sort of consolidate all that stuff. I don't have bags all over the boat, and I still keep some random stuff that I don't need, like some certain baits I don't really throw a lot, but I'll have them. And this makes it super easy for me. So I would recommend going to the boxes or at least try it. Let me know what you think. So, and then last but not least, I wouldn't say this is like, it's real obvious, but a Sharpie. All right, a Sharpie is something that helps keep me organized and going through there. So those are my 5 things. Hopefully this helps you out. Hopefully you guys are catching some fish. Hopefully it's warm where you're at. Pick some of this stuff up, go through your tackle, try to organize it a little bit. I'm telling you, it helps you a lot when you get out there in the summertime or get out in the spring. Helps me catch a few more bass. Thank you guys so much for watching. Drop a comment below. Let me know what you guys want more of as far as videos. If there's an idea that you want to hear from me about, I'll try to film it. Thank you guys so much for watching. See y'all next time.